with meteorologist Bill Guile. Brought to you by the Preserve Sporting Club and Resort.
And good evening, everyone. A little bit of a gloomy start to the day today, but conditions improved nicely during the afternoon. And when the sun came out, it warmed up. We had it all the way up to 71 degrees for the day and just a little bit above where we should be. Nowhere close to a record, though. That was 91 set back in 1974. And hey, check this out. Sunset now after 8 o'clock in the evening. So we still have almost a couple of hours of daylight to go. And we're still extending those days as we head towards the first day of summer coming up in the third week of June. All right, here's the way things were playing out this morning. Notice we started off with a lot of clouds and a scattered light shower around in the morning. But the clouds took a little while to break, and so we didn't get the maximum heating of the day going fast enough to fire up showers and thunderstorm activity locally, but it was happening offshore, and that was good news for anybody that had commencement celebrations to take part in today and what's going on for the evening hours. And there was a lot of sporting events today, and will still be playing out again for tomorrow. Now, there is another shower off to the west trying to materialize, but it's falling apart as it's coming into a little bit more of a stable environment. And again, we've lost the maximum heating of the day, so it's going to have a tough time surviving. Looking down the bay right now, a little bit of a haze off into the distance. Temperature 67 degrees now in Providence. The dew point still feeling a little on the muggy side at 60, with the breeze out of the south-southeast at 11 miles per hour. So anywhere near the bay right now, you're a little bit cooler than the interior counterparts. And let's see how this plays out right now. Up towards Smithfield, Woonsocket, right around 72 at the present time. But if you're down along the south coastal areas with that wind coming off the water is having much more influence, yeah, your temperatures are in the mid-60s at this time. Looking across the northeast quadrant of the U.S. and down to the mid-Atlantic region, yeah, it's a kind of a hot day here today, where temperatures down in the mid-Atlantic states are into the 80s and the dew points are on the muggy side, but starting to dry out a little bit. It was in the mid-60s earlier this morning, starting to improve. So once we get back into the 50s, it's a more comfortable range. And so that's what's coming in our direction for tomorrow. In fact, starting late tonight after midnight, and then the air gets even drier and cooler still back through the Midwest. And that's our trend going into the upcoming week. So here's what's playing out. You can see a line of showers still trying to come in through New York State, but most of this is going to die out through the evening hours, although I can't completely rule out a shower hitting us this evening, but then we'll clear for a bit. And then for tomorrow, we start out with some sun, but the clouds return with a shower threat, mostly off to our north, up around the Mass Pike and points northward into northern New England, but doesn't mean we can't miss one as well. We might see that materialize. Going into Monday, again, should be a mixture of sun and clouds, but a breezy day as well. And then the cooling trend heads in as we go into Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with perhaps a late week storm developing, a lot of rain potentially coming our way. We'll worry about that later. All right, here's the close-up view for this evening, though. We're seeing the clouds around or start coming back in anyway, and it could introduce a shower threat, but for the most part, it's going to miss us. Wake up tomorrow morning, fair amount of sunshine to get the day underway in the low 60s, but as we go into the afternoon, the clouds return and perhaps a late day shower coming through. The greatest risk will be off to the north. And then we head on into Monday, and it's a mixture of sun and clouds. And both tomorrow and Monday are going to be a bit on the breezy side, but like I said, we are starting the cooling trend into next week. Tuesday's high, only 61 with the sunshine, 50s on Wednesday, and mid-50s on Thursday, with a rainy, windy day looking to set up potentially a nor'easter type storm off the coastline. We'll see how that shapes up as we get closer to it. That's your latest forecast. Time